Hi, it's Kaz here from Everyday Property Investing, and I'm here with you today just to share with you a couple of tools that I found on the net which I think you may find useful in your property investing. So let's head on over here and have a look at this website here. It's bmtqs.com.au, which is the website belongs to BMT and Associates Quantity Surveyors, which is a quantity surveying company in Australia. Now, I have used this company before for tax depreciation schedules and things like that and found them very useful. We may even have a representative from BMT on the show sometime in the new year to have a talk to us about property investing and tax depreciation. But today what I'm here to show you is the calculator functions that are available on this website, which can be quite useful. Now, there's two here, a tax depreciation and a construction cost calculator. And we're going to have a look at those two today. Now, as you guys may be aware, I'm involved at the moment in a townhouse development, my first development project, very exciting stuff. And this construction cost calculator would be a useful sort of tool that I might use in that process of estimating the costs of development. Now, obviously, this is not going to provide you with the level of detail that you need to conduct your feasibility studies and things like that, but it's a really good way to get a ballpark figure. Now, if you are overseas and not in Australia, then this calculator is not going to be useful for you because it is based upon Australian locations. But for those of you in Australia, this is a handy little tool. So let's have a look here. The property type we're building is a 3-bedroom, 2-level brick veneer townhouse. I'm going to select that. It's going to be in Melbourne. We're going to say it's in a sort of, an outer suburb of Melbourne. It's not a flash suburb by any means. It's typical suburbia, I guess. So our level of finishes will probably be medium. Construction area, I've got a feeling it's around 160. I can't remember off the top of my head, but let's just pretend it's that. And the construction date, well, my plans are just in at council, so this is looking like a little bit down the track. Let's be optimistic and hope that by the 1st of July we'd be starting to construct something. And then I just hit calculate, and that's telling me that my townhouse is looking at being between about 225,000 248,000. So really good way to get a ballpark figure, and you can go back and fiddle with these and play around, which is great. So the other calculator I wanted to show you is a tax depreciation calculator. Now, when you're looking at purchasing a property, this is a really important consideration to take into account. It's good, you need to know the tax depreciation or estimated tax depreciation in order to estimate the cash flow of the property. So this little tool can help you do that. Obviously, if you do purchase a property, you really do need to get a professional organisation such as BMT or another organisation to formulate a tax depreciation schedule for you. But as I said, great tool. This is a great tool for estimating while you're deciding on purchasing a house and trying to work out the cash flow. So let's just pretend it is going to be, we'll leave it as a standard house, a residential house with medium finishes. We'll pretend that it's about 200 square metres. It was the date of construction of the house is really important when you're determining depreciation. So one of the things you might need to do is, if you are looking at a place and you don't know when it's constructed, just ring the real estate agent. Get gutsy, just make a few phone calls. It doesn't hurt. Let the real estate agent know that you're looking at it, and you need to know the date of construction just to work out your figures on it. So usually they'll be able to tell you that information or obtain it and get back to you with it. So let's just assume that this house was was built in, I'll make it a few years old. There we go. It was built in about October 2007, and I'm purchasing it. Let's just pretend that settlement date is a couple of months from now. There we go. And nearest major city, Melbourne. Calculate that. And what that does is it gives me a little table of the estimated depreciation. Now, most people will know that there are different ways of calculating depreciation or claiming depreciation, but this will just give you sort of a minimum and a maximum level. So there's your maximum level there and minimum level there. It gives you the plant and equipment and the Division 43 total amounts. So those sort of things can be plugged into a calculator or a spreadsheet to help you determine cash flow. And we will be going into a bit more detail about determining cash flow of property in this upcoming season of everyday property investing, when we get into a bit more of the nitty-gritty. But in the meantime, a really useful function here. So I hope those two tools are beneficial to you. If you have any questions, of course, you can always email us at comments@everydaypropertyinvesting.com. head on over to the website, subscribe to our podcast in iTunes, and don't forget to sign up here, and we can give you podcast notifications as well as email newsletters and free reports. Thank you very much for listening, and all the best with your investing.